Chapter 692. Yidr had insisted on examining his body as soon as they returned. However, Kishir argued to the contrary, asserting that Yidr himself, having extended a lot of strength, might need healing. Though the only marks Yidr bore from felling countless foes were a few mace scrapes and bruises, he could not sway the man's determination to not move until it was confirmed that he was indeed unscathed. Eventually, the two rested, and upon awakening, only after being assured by the physician and priest that they showed no outward signs of trouble, did they find themselves in the present moment. You have already confirmed that I am unharmed, so there should be no further delay. But I think it might be better to have a snack first. But, well then. Kishir quietly opened the flap of his top and lay down on a long bench. Yidr removed his gloves, placing his hands on the exposed flesh. As soon as he summoned his power, the dark red vein on the back of his hand expanded rapidly, spreading unimpeded upon the shoulders. The speed of the spreading power was incomparably faster than before. It wasn't long before Yidr could peer into the interior of Kishir. The sight of 4 different powers tangled like tree roots here and there, and a vessel in the center protected by a red aura was always a mystery to behold. After healing the emperor, this seems like nothing. Since that experience, Yidr felt it had become easier to wield the power of the red stone. While contemplating this, a man unaware of Yidr's thoughts expressed concern. Aren't you tired? I'm not sweating a drop, so do not worry. It wasn't just Yidr who found it easier than before. Kishir also seemed decidedly more comfortable than in the past. Yidr swiftly examined the multicolored powers flowing within the exposed body. The state and size of the vessel situated in the middle of Kishir's body had not changed from before. The difference lay in the total amount of energy spread throughout the body. While the golden magic and blue aura were visibly abundant, the divine power and the awakened strength were noticeably less than before. Considering that previously, despite the chaos, the extent of the 4 powers were almost equal, it was evident that their balance had been disrupted. It's probably because the divine power and the awakened strength were heavily used this time. For an ordinary person, possessing even 1 power is difficult, but Kishir had 4. Maintaining the balance of these powers always required meticulous effort. Disruption of this balance could mean imminent danger to his vessel. But considering that, the vessel itself looks surprisingly well. Kishir's vessel pulsed calmly. There seemed to be no issue with the red aura of the awakener's power that surrounded it. Why? In search of an answer, after meticulously examining from head to toe, Yidr realized something. The tangled parts, they have reduced. Yidr remembered the first time he had opened Kishir's body. The 4 powers, like plant roots, were intertwined, obstructing the flow in various parts of the body. Some areas were knotted, stagnant, while others were blocked and swollen, presenting an ominous sight. No matter how great and numerous the powers one possessed, what use were they if the inside was in such disarray? The reason he, despite possessing unprecedented powers, had to focus solely on self-regulation his entire life was now apparent. But now, the pathways of power and the various parts of the body were considerably cleaner. Although not as orderly as others who possessed only 1 type of power, it was definitely an improvement compared to before. Could it be that the improvement I felt was not just my imagination? Even if the balance among the 4 types of power was not perfect, as long as they did not interfere with each other, there would be no burden on the body. Although he was not sure what caused this change, it was certainly a good thing for Kishir. Yidr, feeling astonished, focused more intently to examine the flow of energy. On closer inspection, he noticed that while the overall amount of the awakened power, predominantly located below the abdomen, had decreased, the red power protecting Kishir's vessel seemed to have thickened somewhat. And although it's faint and hard to be certain, It seems that a bit of the red power is visible in the flow of other energies entering and leaving the vessel. Does this change mean that Kishir's awakener power has overall become stronger? As he observed, Yudhi's head gradually tilted forward. He realized this when he felt a firm pressure on the abdomen and heard a voice. Inspecting with such a zeal is fine, but at this rate, your nose might touch my belly. Yudhi stiffened his shoulders and raised his head, realizing that he had indeed come almost that close without knowing. My apologies. No, it was rather too delightful. So, how does it look? Is there something surprisingly remarkable? Kishir could see his insides if he moved his head a little, but he couldn't see as clearly as Yudhir, who was looking down from above. Yudhir slowly nodded and spoke. Despite the reduction in the divine power and the awakener's power you used yesterday, the state of the vessel is better than before. Especially the entangled flow of energy inside seems much more orderly compared to before. As he spoke, the red energy at the touched spot gently fluctuated, as if it recognized the power in his hand as its skin. Really? Indeed, I have been feeling that using power has become easier lately. It's a relief that it hasn't had a bad effect on the vessel. It's probably thanks to your aid. Being together helps in stabilizing the mind and body. I haven't done anything though. While replying to the light-hearted joke and about to withdraw his power, Yudhir suddenly remembered Enon's words. He said that Yudhir's soul had become remarkably stable after their bodies had intertwined. Though he was still unsure what stability of the soul meant, if this mysterious and invisible connection between them strengthened and influenced that aspect, wouldn't Kishir be affected similarly? Moreover, as Yudhir's body was practically a living medium for the red stone, the stability might have influenced Kishir's body and power. Now that I think about it, wasn't there a time in the arena when he felt better after using a lot of divine power and then coming into contact with me? Perhaps this was a matter worth pondering. Yudhir summarized this thought briefly. The man who heard the speculation fell into thought and then nodded. That could be possible. Indeed, I did feel a sudden stabilization at that time. It seems worth testing. What the test entailed was obvious. It was physical contact as before. The easiest, of course, was a kiss. Are you alright? Was asked with a note of concern. I'm always fine, came the ever confident reply. If that's the case, I'll just give you a slight kiss, was suggested gently. Okay, I will close my eyes and wait. It feels thrilling, like a beauty waiting for a knight's kiss in a classic novel, was said with a flutter of excitement. Would a usual recipient of a kiss speak like that? But given it was Kishir, it wasn't surprising. Yudhir, without a word, slowly leaned forward, his power to peer into Kishir's inner being still active. Though a familiar act, looking down at those smiling lips, closed eyes, he felt a careful tension rather than familiarity, tautly pulling all his nerves. Yudhir exhaled a long, thin breath and then overlapped their lips. A sudden, light, fiery tingling swept through him, causing his fingertips to tremble faintly. ... Why did such a small touch always feel like sparks flying? Kishir, feeling the tense touch, might have found it amusing. Yudhir had thought so, but that thought melted away the moment he sensed the scent enveloping his body rising unbidden. Despite not being in a state of unrestrainedly released scent, the simultaneous blooming of their scents meant both were unaware to control their emotions at their moment. After responding to the intertwining movement within their lips for a while, Yudhir finally lifted his head. He opened his eyes, wet lips parting, and gazed into the red eyes of the man caressing his cheek, sensing a premonition. Even if there were hundreds, thousands more kisses in the future, if they were with Kishir Lahore, each would bring the same tension. How could it not, when he was here? Well, seeing this with my own eyes, there seems no need for further tests. The result is clear. Yudhir remarked, finally lowering his gaze. Inside Kishir, the energies were much more settled than before. As Yudhir had said, there seemed no need for further confirmation. Kiss more!